Hello and welcome back to the Empires of Europe 1700. So, yeah, we have a bit of a situation on our hands here. We're actually going to be attacking the Holy Roman Empire. The main reason why is because they declared war on us. And so I have to kind of make some snap decisions here and try to inflict as much damage as we possibly can. Now, this is very much dependent on a number of factors. Obviously, the factors most likely going to lead to our victory is making sure that we can win almost every single encounter we have with them. This is a big ask because obviously, I don't know whether you noticed, but these armies that these guys have, they're very large. They're very large, and some of them actually are totaling in the 1300 range, basically, right? 1300 range. And this is going to be very difficult for us to accomplish. Very much hoping that we're going to be able to. And what we're going to do is we're going to be very careful here, and then we're going to fire. Fire at will. Fire at will, friends. Fire at will. There we go. Nice. Okay, a little bit of damage. I just need my people to absolutely slaughter these cavalry as fast as possible. I need to not die as well, by the way. I need to survive. So I'm hopeful that the AI will not specifically target me because they do generally tend to do that in Bannerlord. And it would be nice if I could survive at least a little bit. Just a little bit. You know what I mean? It's a little bit unlikely, but we'll see. Anyway, I have been leveling up my throne skill a little bit. I did attack some caravans and things like that to try and level that up, and we do have some additional points in it, and that's the reason why we're actually starting on a horse, because the horse actually provides us with the ability to take advantage of a perk that provides us with additional ammunition for our thrown weapon, and that really makes a big difference. So very much hoping we're going to be able to take advantage of that. How are we doing so far? Not bad. We've killed 200. That's pretty nice. Don't get shot. Ah, okay, that was close. That was close. I did just level. That's fantastic. I do want to put some more focus points into throwing skill as well. Shoot that guy. Just take him out. Okay, how are we doing? How are we doing right now? Not so good. Come on, kill this guy. Yeah, there we go. Oh, no. See, now this is... Oh, the muskets. The muskets. What else can I say apart from the muskets? It's absolutely terrible when they get you, you know? Because you just go flop on the floor. You're just absolutely 100% dead. Thankfully, I do have a couple of extra cavalry because obviously we've been converting prisoners this entire time, and I'm very much hoping that this is going to be a victory for us. Is it? They've got artillery. That's a bit of a problem, but we do have some people. Yeah, no, we're fine. We're fine. Okay. Yeah, I basically just decided to just throw caution to the wind here. By the way, the main reason why we had such a large army at this point, because I had 277 people, that was me just going in, taking people from the garrison before these guys locked the siege down, and basically just taking every single person that I could into my army and then attacking them with it. So that's pretty much the reason why. So I went over my maximum company size, because that was obviously the entire point. I wanted to do that for that very specific reason, so that I had a really good chance of being able to achieve victory and actually win. And as you can see, it was pretty hard. It was actually still pretty hard no matter what, which is hilarious. I certainly wasn't expecting that. Anyway. We now have 211, which is absolutely fine. And yeah, I guess I will take these. Should I even bother taking these prisoners? I don't really know whether that's even worth it. To a certain degree, I think it's actually not even worth it. Because I'm just going to be putting them in the thing, you know, in the in the dungeon, and it doesn't really do much. You know what I mean? They don't really get much from that, or we don't really get much from that. So anyway, I'm just going to be taking all of their food because we are going to need the food, obviously, and we might as well take this too because I don't think we have any kind of herd penalty right now. And then apart from that, they don't have any grenades, unfortunately. I was kind of hoping that they'd have more grenades, but obviously they don't. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take the most valuable items, and then we will exit in a moment. There we go. And now I'm going to go back into Genoa, and this is where we are now going to be attacked by this army. And they have 1,500. 1,500, which is just insanity, really. Just absolute insanity. Okay, so we're just going to level these guys up a little bit more here, and we're going to... well, first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to go into the dungeon. Going to sort these guys by tier. And then we're literally just going to smack everyone in there. And then we'll sort these guys by tier. And then we're literally going to be taking all of them out. And I'm going to execute every single one of these guys, okay? That is literally what I'm going to do right now. Because if I execute them, you know what's going to happen? We are going to be... we're going to be teaching the Holy Roman Empire a lesson, okay? This is a lesson that is going to be very, very painful for them. And the reason why I'm doing this is purely because they decided to declare war on us, and that cannot go unpunished in any way. We must teach them that we are not to be crossed. The bear claw whoever's, the bear claw bonanzas, yeah, there we go, I remembered our faction name. Isn't that fantastic? Yeah, the bear claw bonanzas are not to be trifled with. Thank you very much. And that's exactly the point, you know? That is exactly the point. So there we go. We are now deceitful. We gained the daring trait as well, apparently. And yeah, now we get to see what happens. Because these guys with 1,500, they're probably going to look for revenge now, which is obviously to be expected. I certainly wasn't expecting them to run away or anything like that. Because, of course, they're going to come and try and, you know, do something against us. But what else can I do, really? What else can I do? I have to make something happen here, and this is the only way that I know how to do it. One thing that I actually don't know about right now is where Uros is. Where is he? Because is he actually dead? Alright, so basically what I have now just kind of thought to myself, you know what? I think we have to leave. I actually think we have to leave because look at my troops right now. We are extremely wounded. I highly doubt I'm going to be able to defend here, even if I have a bunch of grenades equipped. You know, because I'd have like, what, 21 or something like that grenades with this current setup, because I do have that perk, obviously. And I don't think I have the opportunity to do this. So I think what I'm going to have to do instead is I'm going to have to get my governor. I'm going to have to get my governor and actually run away with him. And we're going to have to attack them in some other way, I suppose. That's what we're going to have to do. It seems like. Because they're literally just going to murder us 6 ways from Sunday with this. There's no way I can defend against something like this. Not in a million years. I think this is very, very difficult to defend against over 2,000 troops. So, yeah. That's not going to work. If I had okay, look at it this way, yeah? If I had a full army, if I had a fully restored army that was healthy, I might be able to do it. There might be an opportunity for me to do something there. But unfortunately, because I just have so little units, I mean, look, I've only got 90 people basically willing to fight right now, which is obviously not exactly good. So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to get rid of some of these engineers for the moment. I need to get rid of some other people here as well. Let me see here. There we go. And yeah, so we're going to have to do a little bit of, shall we say, skirmish warfare against the Holy Roman Empire. And hopefully we are going to have a decent chance. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to stay away from these guys as much as I possibly can and try to regenerate. Alright, so I decided, hey, you know what? We're just going to run around. I tried to regenerate as much as I possibly could. We're now at full HP, and all of the vassals seem to have left their armies, which I gotta say, I think is absolutely a huge mistake on their part. But obviously, let's face it, I think we want them to make that mistake, don't we? Yeah, I think we do. So, thankfully, obviously, we don't really need to worry about any fiefs any further, which actually is kind of a blessing in disguise, because I think in general there's a lot of moments in Bannerlord, and maybe in Warband specifically, where you're actually thinking to yourself, oh, I should really defend this. I should really do that to defend. I should, you know, overcommit to a particular fief. And there are many, many cases where this is actually detrimental to your overall chance of being able to survive and indeed prosper with your army, and indeed faction to a certain degree as well. And I think in general what we need to remember about that is that if there are moments where you think to yourself, hey, you know what, this is just not worth it. The value of this fief is directly tied to whether we can hold it. And of course, you know, in moments like that where we had 2,700 people or something, that is not going to happen. I'm sorry, there's just no way. Maybe, as I said, maybe if my army was healthy, I might have been able to. And I think, yeah, actually, I think I may have had a good shot. But the way it is now, I don't think so. You know, the way it was back then, actually. Because obviously we didn't have any people alive, basically. We had like, what, 90 people or something like that, which is really, really bad in comparison to our full army size, which is around 200. So having 90 people versus 200, that's literally a cut of 50%, basically. And that is really not very good. So even if I were to go in there with 90 people and, you know, throw my grenades and so on and so forth, 2,700 people is way too much. Maybe it would have been possible, as I say, if we had a slightly better garrison. Unfortunately, the garrison was not very good. As I said, I had to take out a bunch of units to be able to fend off the initial attack from the, you know, party of 500 or whatever it was. And, well, unfortunately for me, I ended up losing quite a lot of units in that as well. And so as a result, I didn't have that many to then slap into the garrison. And so now we're in this situation where we kind of have to just let them do whatever they want to do for the most part, and then just kind of try to, you know, find a good point at which that we can maybe do something. Maybe we can recapture it, potentially. Alright, so we've leveled up twice in that time as well, because I've obviously been fighting a bunch of vassals and everything, and so we now have the ability to zoom in more with crossbows, which is pretty, not so good. But the main thing is that we now have the wonderful athletic skill perk at the maximum level, and that's really going to make a huge difference. As you can see, I've actually been slapping a bunch of points into thrown weapons here as well, which is really going to make a big difference to us leveling up our grenades, being able to get more of those perks, because as you can see, we have saddlebags here, which provides us with +2 ammunition per stack when we start a battle mounted, which is obviously great. That's what we want. And then there's going to be another one later on called Resourceful, which is another +2. So we then have +4. And if we have 3 grenades, that's fantastic. You know, that's literally amazing. That's 12 additional chances to kill things, which is really, really nice. So very much looking forward to hopefully using that and indeed leveling up our grenades somewhat. And we otherwise now, we're going to go and check. We're going to go and check and see exactly what's going on here. Actually, you know what? First of all, I want to execute them. as I say, I am going through with this. I am going through with the full-on slaughter of the Holy Roman Empire, because they're actually pretty tough in general for pretty much everyone, as far as I can tell, because look at how massive this faction actually is. If we can deplete the amount of vassals that they have, we may in fact even have a shot at becoming an extremely powerful force in the area. And I'm very much hoping we will be able to do that. So let's see. Genoa. Whoa. Never mind. All right. I certainly wasn't expecting 500. But the funny thing is, this is actually really amusing. 500 is actually not even a big deal. You know why 500 isn't actually a big deal? Oh, Uros actually took a bunch of them prisoner. That's very nice. Oh, I'm very pleased about that. That's great. Oh, speaking of that, we can actually make someone a vassal. So let's make Robert the vassal. I don't think I can give him anything though, can I? Oh, yeah. No, I can't give him anything. Oh, I am so sad right now. I am so sad right now. Actually, you know what I would do? I would probably give him any town that I had. I would probably give him Genoa at this point, just because I need additional people to help me out. I really need that super badly, and I am extremely in desperate need of some additional assistance. I obviously do have Uros. He's doing a very good job. Obviously, as you saw right there, he obviously took out a couple of vassals that were relatively weak, and we can now hope that maybe, just maybe, we're going to be able to starve these guys out. That's literally what I'm going to do right now. I'm just going to starve these guys out, because if you see, the majority of their units are garrison, right? And that means that starvation mechanics affect them. When it comes to militia, on the other hand, militia does not get affected by starvation mechanics. So that means that, if we're lucky, we might have the ability to do some pretty cool stuff. So let's just cross our fingers and hope that that is indeed the case. I am a little bit worried actually about this, because they don't seem to be running out of food. Ah, there we go. It actually did just go down just now. They have 321 settlement food stock, and they're losing 64 every single day. So I guess we'll just wait and see what happens. Alright, so we have a situation here. The enemy has decided to sally out, and as you might expect, that's really not very good. So let's see what we can do. Okay, here we go. Let me see. I'm gonna get some grenades. Throw those grenades. Try to do some damage. There we go. Try to take out most of those cavalry, or at the very least try to take out some of them. I don't really care if I hit too many with these, because we're not really going to be, trying to use them to their fullest extent. We're just trying to do a little bit of damage, a little bit of disruption here and there, and just trying to get something out of them. Doesn't really matter what. And now we're just going to tell our people to charge. That's all we're going to do. Just going to tell our people to charge in. I'm going to get off my horse. We'll try to do some damage here. There we go. Nice. Not too bad. Can I reload? And there are, by the way, over 1,000 enemies here. Yes. 1,000 enemies. I think that might be a little bit too harsh for us. But we can just try our best, can't we? We can just try our best, and we can just see what happens. But I'm not having a pretty good feeling about this, to be honest. Maybe we can actually we might be able to retreat. Actually, you know what? Let's do that. Let's be a bit of an idiot here, okay? Let's be a bit of an idiot, because what I want to do is I want to just do this. I leveled up, just so you know. So as as you can see right here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to be getting pristine streets. I leveled up. Let's get some more medicine. What else do we want to do? Well, we want to get intelligence, I suppose, because medicine skill to 275 would be amazing, but that's going to be very hard to get in the first place. So probably not going to be doable, but let's see what happens. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put out our artillery. And we are then just basically, all we're going to do is just going to move back a little bit. Then we're going to tell these guys to move back around about here. Put them into a loose formation. And then we are going to absolutely slaughter the opponent. Okay, now we can only hope that they don't have any cavalry, or at the very least they have a very small amount of cavalry. I think they, yeah, as you can see, they don't really have that many, so this is really, really good. I did do basically no damage, actually, never mind, with my grenade there, but that's fine. As I said before, my grenade antics, my shenanigans with the grenades, they're not really the main point here, even though I actually could be rather useful with them. But you could see here that they're not really, they don't really have a huge explosive radius if you don't hit them in the right position. And if I can just kind of distract the opponent a little bit here, that is all I really need to do. That is it. That is the best case scenario in every single respect. Because look at what's happening right now. Look at all the damage we're able to do right here. And this is because they're running in directly to our artillery. And we have a lot of engineers right now, which is pretty nice. So I'm very much hoping that they're going to continue dealing the damage. That's all we need to do. Just continue dealing damage. And look at this. Look at what we've done right now. We've eliminated 150 enemies without so much as blinking. We have just kind of chilled out. We don't need to rush. We can immediately just go, yeah, you know what? There you go. We're just going to kill them. That's it. We're just going to kill them. I'm going to retreat again. I'm going to retreat again. I'm going to be a bit of a cheap idiot here. That's what we're going to do. You know, it is a strategy after all. And generally, while I don't really appreciate it that much, I think this is one of the only ways that we can really make this work. Because the more that we're able to force them into this situation, the more that we're going to be, well, winning. And, you know, generally in war, what is the best thing that you can do? What is the best thing that you can do for your people? Well, it's winning, isn't it? Winning is the best thing you can do. So, you know, I'm kind of trying to think about that in a way that we can reduce the amount of casualties that we're taking by such a margin that hopefully it will then mean that the enemy will want to run away from us when they see us in the future. Obviously, that's not really going to happen, but from a roleplay perspective, that's kind of what I'm hoping for. Let's get some damage. Nice, 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 nice. There we go, there we go, there we go. A little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit there. Obviously, we're not really going to be gaining a huge amount from this, but it's going to be good enough, right? It's going to be good enough, and that's all I really need. I might get shot. Ah, did not want to get shot. I shouldn't have done that. Oh well. Never mind. I guess we can kind of... We're winning? Oh, we won because they fled. Oh, that was so close. That was extremely, extremely close right there. I am extremely surprised. Wow, okay, that was incredible. All right, yeah, I'm going to be taking every single one of these prisoner. They are not escaping. Not in a million billion years. I am going to be taking the utmost pleasure in executing them in just a moment. It is a foregone conclusion that they are going to be slaughtered right now. That is what is going to happen because they have put us through some insanely excruciating battles and we really need to make them pay, okay? We really do. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to leave the siege. Let's face it, it's probably going to be a good idea for me to leave the siege and we are just going to execute every single one of these. That's what we're going to do. Just execute every single one. And I have no idea, and this is probably going to be a crazy, crazy number, but I have no idea how many vassals every single faction has. I'm going to assume that they have hundreds? Do they have hundreds? I actually don't know. That's the funny thing. Because if they have hundreds of vassals, this is going to be a very, very difficult thing to do. But if they don't, and they only have, you know, 70 or 80 I say only because that is a significant number nevertheless. But let's just say that they don't have that many, right? Let's say they don't have hundreds and they just have, you know, 50 or 60 or something like that, which I highly doubt. I think they probably have much more than that. We might have a shot at being able to do something really, really cool here. Anyway, we have a lot of policies that we could potentially institute. I think we are probably going to be doing that. So, all clans whose leader yeah, okay, let's do that. We need Tier 3 clans gain influence per day. Yep, sure. That cannot be bad, actually, I feel. Let me see. I'm trying to get things that are going to provide us with some kind of benefit. I mean, obviously, noble retinues is just a no-brainer, to be honest. Imperial towns is obviously fantastic. We really want to go for that. We want to get royal, whatever it was just now. Royal armies or something like that. Forgiveness of debts I will eventually get, but not right now. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna go for it now. Why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I, right? Why shouldn't I? There's no point in not to do it. Military achievements grant 20% more influence. Troop wages are increased by 10%. I really don't care about troop wages. That's absolutely fine. Let me see. Yeah, no, this seems pretty good. Okay. Yeah, no, I think this is nice. I think this is nice. Okay. Yeah, so that's what we're going to be going for right now. I might add some more later on down the line, but at the moment, I think that's pretty nice. Anyway, that is going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.